Yeah, there are some things that maybe because of my age, I went through a time when everything was okay. You know, in the 30s with Count Basie and Jimmy Lunsford and Duke Ellington. And in sometime in the early 50s, maybe it was rock and roll, I don't know, but things kind of got a little choppy and they lost some of their flow. And I was beginning to conduct and teach then and having to tell people how to play what I thought was the right way. So I developed sort of warning signs that if this happens, we're going to be in trouble. Now, why that happened is this. So if you do this, we're in good shape. And the key is once they try it, it works. So if it didn't work, of course, it wouldn't do any good. But I've added to the catalog over the years, and I've become willy-nilly a pretty good band teacher. I have to be, because when you travel all around as a composer-conductor, you have to help the bands play your music right. And normally they won't do it. So you have to really help them along, and they have to know that when you tell them something, it will help their playing. And once they know that, then of course, you know, they know that you're on their side and you're there to help. The older players, like with this band, guys, we've been together for 31 or 2 years. It falls off from them to the younger players, because the older players are happy and they know that it works. And we've all gone through some good times together, so they miss it. And they will tell the younger players that maybe this guy won't hurt you, maybe he will help you. So it kind of goes down generationally. I teach first tone production and the way you strike and make a tone. And so much comes from phrasing. If you're phrasing wrong and everything is tight, the tone won't be good. But if you're relaxed and the phrasing is right and what you hear sounds good, then you have a very good chance of playing well. You know, it's, nobody's throttling you, so it's bound up. If you need to, and you can, and being a teacher most of my life, you can help people phrase better, get a better sound, get a better attack, and this you learn through trial and error. For instance, if you want a band to play very soft, you get them to play as loud as they can, any note. Just hurt your ears, and then, okay, now play soft. And they can, because they've broken through some membrane that existed that kept them from the soft area. So things like that you'll learn. Well, I usually work with people whose improvisation I like. You know, otherwise it's no fun. And we're lucky in this band we have some wonderful improvisers, Oates and Rich Perry, you know, and Scott, and McNeely is fantastic. So I'm working with some people who are heroes of mine. And if you set up a situation like that, then you're always pleased with the improvisers. If you don't have good improvisers, they shouldn't be improvising. There's something that hasn't caught on yet called firing people. You know, if they, you don't give the saxophone a solo because he's married to your Aunt Grace. You know, if he plays well, he gets the solo. If he doesn't, there's no point because that ruins the piece. And it's not charity, it's music. And music was always competitive. And we struggled very hard when we came to New York to be as good as we could. And finally tried to do the best that we could. So it's nothing to do with doing a favor. Probably less than some. You give a musician freedom by helping them play well. That's why we come to this area, is to play the best that we can. And once you can convince them that this is the most important thing we're doing in our life right now, which it is, otherwise we shouldn't be here, then you get the right kind of focus. And they say, oh, we really want to do this right. I say, yes. And then it's a matter of detail, adjusting phrasing, tone, volume, whatever. And if it works, as I said, then they will work gladly with you because you're helping them, once again. If it's a helping profession, it should be. You know. Yeah, I'm a horrible singer, but you can sing a phrase or make a noise or a gesture. If you, when I studied conducting, I learned that it didn't matter how I looked, it mattered how they sounded. So I might look like a complete idiot, and it doesn't matter, as long as I'm getting from them the sound that I want. And I think a lot of conductors do that. They look like utter fools, but they're not models. They're trying to get something from the orchestra that the orchestra doesn't want to yet give up. So you have to reach in, and draw that out. And at the same time make them know that the goal is worth achieving. So I'm pretty simple harmonically. I'm interested in voices, and I'm interested in proportions, and being a huge fan of Morton Feldman, I'm interested in duration. How long can I keep something going and not put you to sleep? In other words, how much can I involve you in my music, and whether you like it or not, you stay for the ride. And that's important, I think. I don't worry so much about harmony. I'm more concerned with lines and linear activity. And when I started university teaching, you get people coming to you with harmony all over. They're harmony bound. So we start doing some Palestrina line work, because the line is everything. And without the line, harmony doesn't. Harmony is a coloration device. So rhythm is more important than harmony. Rhythm makes the line move, and in what kind of fashion, you decide. But with a line and rhythm, you're in business. With a line and harmony, you've got some notes stuck in goo, but the rhythm makes it move. Various things. I joked with my wife. I told her I figured out something in the bathroom. So she put out a scorebook and the pencil the next time you get an idea. I sometimes warm up just with whole notes, just to get pencil contact, and anything that will start the process. So probably to give myself to the situation wholly, whether it's playing or writing. I know when I was doing a lot of studio work in New York, we weren't sure what we're going to get. And at that time, in the 50s, it was pretty good. But I would take a small amount of drugs to hide myself, because you had done things that hurt you, hurt you musically, so you wanted to make a shield. And as a result, you could be getting double or triple scale, but you're hidden, because you don't want them to get into your inner self. And actually, when they get into your inner self, you're alive. So I found that out by conducting and by teaching and by playing more with that attitude, that to really experience it. Don't try to hide from somebody coming in and trying to get the truth from you. That was the biggest lesson.